2, 1. Once upon a time, when the world of Axiom was in its infancy, the beasts ruled over the planet, controlled by massive creatures of absolute power known as the dragons. Humanity, while having the potential for great things, were kept enslaved, cut off from each other, and otherwise hamstrung from realizing what they could be. They did, however, have magic, a particularly powerful kind of magic that allowed them to reach into the astral plane and pull the very unreality from it. Without a greater understanding, they were still unable to properly wield it. They discovered two creatures inhabited the astral plane, the vicious and deviant demons, and the magnificent seraphim, beings who existed outside time, in the very plane of existence where all magic sprung from. These beings could not cross over, not normally, and retain what they were, as they were creatures that existed by a different set of rules. They could occupy human consciousness, however. 6 brave people, chose to give their very beings up and allow 6 seraphim to possess them and walk among us. These beings were able to show humanity power, ingenuity, and magic beyond their wildest dreams. The 6 led humanity against the dragons and vanquished them. The 6 children of Ether, as they were called, had very different stances on what to do after the humans had been freed. So they divided up the lands into 6 sections, each taking one to rule and build a society in the way they saw fit. All but one. Volgar. Volgar had no interest in ruling or being ruled. He was a warrior of the highest order. He wanted to test himself, to push himself to his limits of his human shell and soak up all this reality had to offer. He instead took to the Northlands, mountain ranges, and blistering winters kept any of the other children from taking that place for their own. Other humans, not wanting to be ruled, migrated north as well, forming the tribes the Northlands are now littered with. Volgar came to love the Northlanders and all the people who had chosen a more difficult path rather than serve another. He also knew his siblings, and knew that there would always be a threat to the Northlands' freedom. Their isolationism, their unorganized ways was also their greatest weakness. So he made a tough choice to craft a failsafe that would violate everything the Northlands stood for. Welcome to Astral Drive, everybody, but before we get into anything, we have a piece of business to undertake. So, Wizard, Aether, 3, 2, 1... Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phil Billy. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, that's...
Thank you, guys. Thank you. That was amazingly awful. I appreciate it.
Sounds about right. It is Phil Billy 330's birthday. Yeah, least we could do.
Thank you.
All right, so everybody, welcome to Astral Drive. This is the 13th episode. We are really getting into the shit now, as to speak. But before we get into more of it, we have to introduce our fine players today. Above me, directly above me, Aether Dios playing Jerrold Abrego. Say hi.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
In the middle, the birthday boy himself, the Buildmaster General, Phil Billy 330 playing Nullis Stonehand.
What's up, guys?
And then finally, last but certainly not least, our official partner in all things TTRPG, Wizard's Respite, Ash. Playing Alfred Whitecastle. Almost forgot that one. Too many names, I can't remember them all. Alright, so, to recap, first of all, I do want to say, anybody who's watching this for the first time, please, I urge you, go back, watch the last 12 episodes, because we are very confused, and we need the views, honestly. But, let's recap. Philbilly, or Nullis Stonehand, was sneaking about the castle by himself. He and Alfred Whitecastle and Welker had all gotten separated within that castle. Nullis had somehow managed to find his way to Gull Draxon's room and managed to basically meet his wife. He managed to trick them both into thinking that he actually worked there, and then came clean with the wife as to where he was from, as part of an overall deception. But suddenly, the wife knew exactly who he was, because he was very important to the wife. And I think right before we went off the air, she actually did say that was the reason they were on the Risen in the first place, was to get Nullis. So that's where we left Nullis. Like I said, things are getting real. We left Jerrold Abrego on the side of a mountain 200 feet down from the steps after the 3 psychopaths who kidnapped him. He managed to kind of fight off. One of them got killed. The other one is literally handcuffed to him. And the third one, who apparently they were supposed to keep him alive, has decided just to murder him anyway. So now he has managed to escape the exploding ship with the 1 psychopath in tow, but they are running from the 3rd psychopath who wants to kill him. So that's where he is. And then Alfred Whitecastle tried to fake join the Vikings to get deeper into the Dead Seas, the Dead Seas tribe. But in the process of the kind of initiation event where a shaman kind of reads your aura, the shaman definitely found something very creepy about Alfred, so Alfred murdered them. Immediately murdered the shaman and the guy who had brought him there, and now stands in a temple, a normally very used temple, just hovering over 2 dead bodies. We're trying to figure out what he's going to do. Did I miss anything, guys?
No, I think that was the craziness that happened.
I think it's going to be a very eventful 2 hours. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a very eventful 2 hours. So we are going to pick up with Jerrold Abrego. Jerrold, you're on the side of the mountain walking along this ice shelf. So you're on the ice shelf kind of down the ways from one of the first cliff you fall off of. The next cliff to fall off of is the other side of the ice shelf. This ice shelf is probably about, let's say, 10, 15 feet wide. But it is a precarious situation because it's been snowing a lot, so there's a big snowdrift over the edge, and you're not exactly sure where the rocks end and where the snow begins, so it's very easy for an Arma, such as you, just for anybody, for whatever reason, watching this episode as your first episode. Armas are giant armadillo people, basically. It makes it very interesting for you to find your footing, especially strapped to Kelly Kalin's, or Nell, as she has been referred to, who is handcuffed to your arm. We did forget to mention you punched her at the end of last episode, maintaining the proud tradition of randomly slugging an NPC that this game has going for it.
It's a thing.
It definitely seems to be a thing. Should be on a T-shirt. Like, take a drink every time a PC randomly slugs an NPC. Good God. Blowing up here. So at this point, you are kind of moving across this ice shelf, and she has decided to become silent after you slugged her, and you guys are trying to get off the ice shelf to kind of another slope, kind of, I want to say about a football field away from you, like another part of the mountain that kind of branches out a little bit onto a slope. So go ahead and, yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what this cold water stuff everywhere is, but I don't like it. I do appreciate that it's kind of quiet, finally, and I'm not currently falling. People saying things to me in the last 2 days has not gone well, so this is fine.
All right.
We are trudging along,
Just trudging along?
Yeah, I have no bearing, and I have no idea how any of this works.
All right, well, finally, after a few feet, you hear Kelly go, at the risk of being punched again, I would tell you to be careful. the ice kind of flows out over the mountain, and as she says, and I want you to give me an agility / acrobatics check.
Oh, I'm great at that.
The difficulty of this, we are going to say, is probably going to be a 15. It's not going to be easy. You're on the side of a mountain. You have no idea what you're doing.
No.
So
that is a 7.
Everybody reset your momentum again, just so that everybody remembers. A 7. You have failed this check.
Yes.
By quite a bit. Okay. All right. So as she says end, you take a bad step. You step down through the ice because you've just been trudging. It's a hard step, and as your boot comes down through the snow, you suddenly realize it's not going to grab purchase anywhere. That this is a snowdrift that's just kind of like out over the side of the rock face, and you just go right through the snow. The snow gives way under you, and you just instantaneously start to drag her forward. She is going to make a probably impossible attempt to stop you from falling. I would say it's got to be improbable because she's half your size on the side of a sheer cliff face. So we're going to do force and build. She does not have build. She has a very low force.
Only fallen at least as many times as I have.
She rolls a 3. She does not succeed. So she just goes, no! And just like gets dragged right through the snow with you. You guys go over the edge of the cliff. Call high or low for me. Because at this point you're just falling. I don't know what else to do with you. Alright, low. Okay, so you go through the face and you manage to fall probably about 10, 12 feet before you kind of like slam into another outcropping. I am going to say you are going to take 16 points of damage. You can use your soak though.
Yeah, well, let me make sure I have.
You can't use your armor though. I'm gonna say that.
All right, I soak 7 of that.
So you are taking a 16.
Down to
if
9.
Okay, that avoids a death save, thankfully, by 1. That'd be great. If we went through all that last time, and the first thing we did in this session is you stumbled off a 10-foot fall and broke your head.
God.
I spend
Welcome
a
to single
momentum to
mod.
ignore the injury roll.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So no extra injury. You managed to kind of like huddle up, kind of hit on your shell a little bit. You slam hard. You still take the vitality damage of 9 though.
Yep. And I don't regain my momentum. I rolled. Hopefully, but I burned a low dice roll, so that counts.
So you slam into the wall. I got to roll for it. Well, no, she would take the same amount.
Do I have a dead body attached to me now? That's awkward.
Well, she's falling on you, so she's going to take half. So no death save, but she's going to take an injury.
I mean, she's taking less damage falling on an armadillo shell than on the snow.
No, she's taking less damage falling on an armadillo shell than the rock that you fell on.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sturdy, but yeah, I'll give her. She can have a chance, depending on how much damage she took when I knocked her the heck out.
I gotta find that section. I always forget to. Oh, I forgot. I have quick reference charts now. I added those. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You will not be fingering through this book. There's quick reference charts at the back.
Massive tome of a book.
Yeah, the 40 pages. 40 pages of it. Okay, so the 2 hit is right here. 11. Arm. Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. All right, so you fall down the 10 feet. You manage to kind of brace yourself in. You slam into the rock. It hits your chest and kind of your upper face, breaks your lip. Kind of you feel you can kind of taste the copper as it goes into your mouth. You bounce off the rock thinking you're about to go off another cliff, but sure enough, you've kind of hit like the slope itself kind of slopes back around under where you were walking, so you actually kind of made it to the slope kind of accidentally almost, and you're basically on this kind of like, it's a very heavy incline, but it's manageable, but you hit, and then it takes you only a half second to go, shit, here she comes, boom, she hits on you, but she hits fully, like because you yanked her forward on the arm outstretched and was dragging her down, and she wasn't able to pull it into her body. So she literally hits the back of your shell with her arm fully outstretched, just hyperextending the elbow, all to hell. You hear the crack and break as her arm just basically shatters as it takes a 10-foot fall straight. Even her, who has been very quiet about pain, yowls in pain. I'm not going to do it because I have sleeping people upstairs, but just like screams out in pain and like rolls off you. This does present a problem, however, because the arm that is broken on her is the arm that you're hooked to her with. I broke it. It's broken. You fucking ox. What do you do?
I don't see any for either of us to get out of here. We've done quite well on faith, but I think we may need to at least work together a little bit for this.
She gives you the hardest, most piercing death stare you have ever seen. And she goes, work together. Like, listen to me before you walk off the edge of a mountain.
I pull on the cuff.
Oh, she screams. Oh! She takes a deep breath and looks at you and goes, so that's how it is?
You are a spy. A likely murderer. And have attempted to do terrible things to me and other people that I at least somewhat know. I don't appreciate your tone, but I will try to help you.
She looks at you for a second, and then she actually manages a smile through the pain. And she goes, man of the cloth. All right, if your weapon is pain, that's fine. But I'm going to make something very clear to you. I haven't probably killed people. I have most certainly killed people, and quite a few of them. And I could have had your head at any time in the last 2 weeks, but I didn't. Because I, unfortunately, have been tasked to keep you alive. You are unfortunately the most important person to my order. My brother has lost sight of that because, I don't know, you mangled his brother and my other brother.
Matthias teaches us that there is a fee for all things we do in life. Your crimes have racked up quite a debt that when you leave this mortal coil, you will probably pay in a most unfortunate way. Um, I would. It would be in your best interest, and I do mean interest, to try to do better, at least for a little while.
You are a sheltered priest from a backwater planet who has no idea how to survive. Maybe you should do better and listen to me.
Hmm. Perhaps you should also explain things before they happen, and without attempting to kill me repeatedly.
I am not trying to kill you. If I wanted to kill you, you would be dead. What aren't you getting about this? You were unconscious in the back of the spaceship. Do you think when I want to kill somebody, that's what I do? I drag their giant bodies onto my spaceships and try to abscond with them?
I'm very tired and very cold, and I think you may have you have probably drugged me several times. Um, as a kindness, which will in fact incur some interest. If you will tell me, I will help you with your arm, how to proceed, and then we may go and not be on this cold, abandoned cliff.
She's like, all right, but we have to get out from the open. Once Ned sets his mind to something, he is not going to quit. He's going to be after us. She points kind of down the slope a ways. She's like, you need to be very careful when you walk because the snow is very heavy here. But if we can get into that forest, we might be able to get some distance between us and him, and that will give us enough time to possibly splint my arm and deal with the handcuffs.
Okay.
All right. Okay, you guys start to move down the slope, and we will come back to you. Alfred, because I know we're all waiting for the Nullis situation. Alfred, you stand in a very public temple inside the main castle of the Dead Seas. You are literally seconds, maybe moments, from somebody walking in and discovering you. Oh, I do have one thing to text you before we do this that I did forget to mention while we were talking.
Okay. I see. Okay.
There's none in here, though, because it's a cave.
All right. One question.
But should you run into it, you will be in trouble. If I recall correctly, it was midday.
Okay.
In the storm.
Okay.
Like, you guys had arrived there at, like, midday. So it's actually probably, like, early to late afternoon.
All right, then I'm going to hold that card that we just were talking about off a little bit. I'm not going to play it at the moment.
Okay.
I'm going to, as stealthily as possible, get the F out of this room.
Call high or low for me. Oh, you're just leaving the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to try and, as stealthily as possible, watch my footsteps.
All right.
And before I exit the door, I'm going to try and listen at the door to see if there's anybody in the hall, if I can hear voices or anything.
Well, this is like an open temple kind of area, so there's no actual door leading to this room. It's literally just an open mouth to kind of like the open area for like prayers, worship, meetings, stuff like this. So And that's what I was saying. There's literally no, like, somebody could just walk by the hallway and see that you've, like, put these two people all over the walls, and, like, it would be immediately over. But you're just getting the fuck out of here. So give me a stealth check. Stealth agility.
19.
Okay, all right. Take a momentum for that, because it was your idea. Okay, so you just ninja out of this room as fast as you can. You listen for footsteps. You don't hear any. You move out into the hallway, and it's empty right now. You can definitely hear voices down the hallway. There's still a lot of bustle and commotion, but just no one's around this temple at this particular time. So you can either go to the right or left where you came from.
I'm gonna go. From my perspective, where I came from is deeper into the structure, right? If I go left, it'd be more leaving the way we entered.
Yes, if you go left, it's backtracking. If you go right, you're going deeper into the cave and possibly closer to your mission.
I'm definitely gonna go deeper into the cave.
All right. You go right. Now call high or low for me.
Hi.
Okay. All right. So you go deeper into the cave. You kind of come to like a fork in the road. You've got kind of like what Philbilly was seeing before. You have one path kind of to the right that spirals down, kind of almost ramps, inclines down. You have another path to the left that just kind of goes straight down a hallway for a ways. And then you have a path forward that just goes right to a door.
I mean, it's basically 3 of 1. I don't think there's any way for me to
unless you can figure out a way.
Can I do an awareness check to see if I hear like more movement or voices coming from one of these 3 paths?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. That was a 12.
You would add it with perception, right?
Yeah, awareness perception.
12. Take a momentum. You to the left path. You hear a lot of talking, a lot of chatter, a lot of chit chat. You almost feel like that's going to be some sort of like meeting room, maybe like a hall for eating, maybe a kitchen, somewhere where there's a lot of people just occupying it right now. And you hear a lot of voices that way. That's what it kind of sounds like a cafeteria or something. You don't hear any voices behind the door to the front, and you hear very little noise coming from the spiral down.
I'm going to go down.
Give me a call high or low again.
Low this time.
Okay. All right, you start to go down. This kind of spiral, and it spirals down for a ways, and then you just start to get this like weird feeling of foreboding as you're moving down the hallway, and you come to realize that maybe you're moving in the right direction. You're not 100% positive, but you're definitely getting somewhere you're not supposed to be. And as you go down this spiral, you notice that this spiral stops being carved. It stops being like carved out of the rock. Like, you know, the intricate designs that are in the front, you can tell that it gets less and less, weaker, more and more a cave, a hole that they carved out, that sort of thing. And you just slowly move down that way until you kind of reach like this big, large door. The door is not a normal door here. Most of the doors here have been wooden, but for whatever reason, this door is straight steel, and it seems real thick too. And then it has this big, massive wooden beam smack dab in the front on your side, crossing it.
Well, if I was going to put a gateway to hell, it would definitely be behind a giant beamed door. I'm going to do another awareness check at the door to see if I can't hear voices or movement on the other side.
Go for it.
Like put my ear up to it and try and listen.
Go for it.
That was a 23.
Take another momentum. You're on a roll. You listen through the door, and you actually hear. You do hear voices. You hear specific murmuring and chanting inside. Just like low, blah, 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 like that. Give me since we play this bi-weekly and it's been a while since this information was thrown at you, I will give you a what did I give you to remember, Philbilly? Was it like it was like knowledge perception or something, wasn't it?
That's exactly what it was, yeah.
Give me a knowledge perception of 10 to remember a detail from Rex's retelling of certain things.
Okay, I don't have knowledge, but with perception, that is a 16.
Okay, all right. So you do like suddenly Alfred has a better memory than you basically, and he remembers that Rex gave a detail that like goblin shamans are constantly being funneled into the lower levels of the castle. It's one of the reasons they thought that that's where the hub was, because it's something about the spell of keeping the hub in bay or in place is the shamans have to go down and constantly be like upholding this spell down there. So it kind of feels like you're in the right place, that this door is the door to where the hub chamber basically.
But okay. I'm going to use a deduction point token. Should I write this over to you, or should I just ask you?
It depends on if you want it to be secret or not.
No. This one's pretty straightforward.
I was about to say, this is up to you.
Are the odds way outside of my favor from beyond this door? Like, is this like, holy crap, one man cannot do this? Out of my favor.
Oh. Oh, that is a hard to answer yes or no question right there.
Could see this ending horribly if I just walk in there. But this is also my mission.
All right. I'm going to say this ahead of time, disclaimer. There is no guarantees in this game as far as like how fights will swing. But
right.
You get the feeling that you have the upper hand. That yes, it is in your favor right now.
Okay.
Well, wait. Are you asking straight up like a fight?
Yeah, like if I walk in there, am I like walking into a situation where it's like, holy crap, there's no way to like I'm so outnumbered, outgunned, it's overwhelming odds, or is it, like am I walking into like my death?
Okay. All right. So in that case, you feel like odds are in your favor. If we're speaking directly in the case of a physical fight, yes, odds are in your favor. You have the upper hand. Whatever spell these goblins are casting is taking a huge amount of concentration. They're probably not even going to know you come into the room. And the hub itself is being held in place by the goblins. It has to be, or the world would be over, basically.
Okay. Yeah, of course. I'm going to try and enter the room as quietly as possible.
All right.
Which I know there's this giant beam I got to remove and all that stuff.
There is a giant beam you have to remove. I'm going to say stealth check, but it's going to be a... it's actually only going to be a 10 because of what's going on.
Well, I blew it way the hell out of the water. I got like a 20 on that, plus all my mods is at like a 27.
Okay. All right. So you manage to pull the beam. You actually find a lever that allows you to jack the beam up. Like, it's not just like people don't just come down and move the beam. It's like on slightly a mechanism that pulls it off the lever. No less secure, just easier to move for people. I mean, you got to remember, goblins are the ones sent down here to do this. They can't just like lift that shit. And then you kind of open the steel door. It doesn't creak, surprisingly. You can tell that this is a very new door that has been put in recently. So it is well oiled. It doesn't creak. It makes almost no noise when you open it. What you see inside is a large open amphitheater, kind of with it almost looks like this was like a place of like moots or worship at one point, like very primitive. Like it is a circular room, and then it has like circular benches carved out of the room, kind of going down into the room, like descending, almost like stairs, but like almost like circular. Does that make sense? Like rings?
Yeah.
And then in this, so people would probably sit on the concrete and listen to whoever was talking in the center. But it just seems very primitive, like almost like a place of like old school holiness, you know, like druidic holiness. Like that's what you feel here. However, instead of the place of people, in the very center of this room is what you can only assume is a hub, having never actually seen a fully formed one. This one, you basically just see one arm. It stands about 12 feet tall. One arm is this huge, like, monstrosity, like just this big thing that comes out of the side of it and goes all the way down to the ground and hits the ground. You see multiple faces, kind of like almost like skulls coming out of its shoulders. Its main head doesn't have eyes or anything. It just has this big gaping maw that kind of like, with almost like humanish teeth. It's not even like shark teeth or sharp teeth. It's like a human teeth sort of thing. But it is calm. It's just kind of sitting in the center, breathing hard. It doesn't have a second arm. It has two big legs on the bottom, and then this big, massive, sweeping tail off of it. And then, of course, the entire thing has the same like blackish, kind of almost incorporeal, gooey feeling to it as the normal Zix do. So yeah, it's a hub there. You see it. You step into the room. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So there are 4 goblins at each of kind of the cardinal directions of it. All 4 of them are deep in a trance state. They are obviously well deep in magic. Do you have spellcraft at all on your character?
The best I got is maybe linguistic.
No. Spellcraft plus intelligence for me.
Okay. I do have decent intelligence. 17.
Okay. Alright, that's not bad. Okay. You're not a spellcaster, so you don't quite understand what's going on here, but you're assuming that however they're connecting the hub to the gauntlet that Guldraxon wears, or whether or not that's a connection, they have to keep the hub subdued. And the only way to do that is for these 4 to be constantly casting powerful holding spells all together. All 4 of them at all times. So what you're assuming is that every so often another goblin comes down here, starts casting the same spell, relieves another goblin, that goblin walks away, basically. So these are extremely powerful shamans, just on a rotation, night and day, keeping this hub just in one spot. It is an untenable situation, to say the least. Like, this is, like, this thing, like, one goblin drops his concentration for any period of time, and the hub's out, and it's go time. However, that's not the worst of your problems, because as soon as you cross the threshold, you hear a voice in your mind. Free me. And we're going to switch off to Nullis.
Oh!
Nullis. Nullis. So yeah. So she's just staring there looking at you. You're kind of aghast at her. What do you do?
Like, he's my brother.
She's like, yes, your half-brother. He's been looking for you. That's why the Risen.
Why would a group of Northlanders who obviously possess so much power be interested in me?
It has to do with who you are. It has to do with what you are. It has to do with the voices in your head. Come with me. Let's go talk to Gull. And she takes your hand and starts to try to lead you back up to Gull's room.
I motion at Pickles to follow.
Oh, yeah. Pickles is real confused, though. Like, are we eating her? Are we not eating her? What are we doing here? But he's like, he kind of clicks at you confused, and then he kind of like plods on after you.
Yeah, I think Nullis will go with her.
All right, so you walk back down the hallway where you made your most prominent stealth check and your most your worst failure right after. And she leads you to the room. You're taken into a massive room, obviously the High Chieftain's room. It's huge. It has a lot of sections to it, a lot of different living areas to it. It's not just like a bed. It's big. And as you walk into the room, Gull is kind of like sitting at a table. You see he's putting some sort of like salve on his arm where I described before, the cracks, the red crack stuff coming from his gauntlet. He's putting this kind of like salve on it. You would assume some sort of like healing salve or maybe a pain reliever or something like that. When he kind of like looks up, he's a little miffed because he's shirtless at this point and he's rubbing stuff on him and he's like, "What are you doing in here?" He's like, What are you doing back here, Siggy? With him? What?
Quick question. Is he surrounded by guards or anything, or
It's just him. It's just him. He does, however, have his very, very frightening axe leaning on the chair next to him. So he's not unarmed in any way, shape, or form, but it is just him. He is also not wearing armor at this particular point, which is a rarity for him. He goes, What are you doing here, Siggy? She's like, look at him. Look at him. He's like, what? And then he looks back at you real closely, and she goes, it's him. And you see Gull kind of get like slowly, like he's really staring at you. Like almost like a mixture of disbelief and relief at the same time. Like, could I have actually found him? And this can't be real. We've been working too hard for this for too long, sort of thing. And then he finally rises and he goes, him? She's like, the accent. He's from Genesis. It's him. She goes, he looks at you. She goes, oh my God. My brother has returned to me. I can't believe it.
And who is your brother?
My brother, Fulgar. Fulgarr.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is a lot to take in at the moment.
He's like
why? It's nice to meet my blood kin, but I must ask why search so hard and kill so many to achieve that goal.
I would kill 1,000 more to return my family to me. He says it with like without even question, especially the spacers.
Well, listen, I ain't some possession, and you could have just wrote a letter.
He goes, it was not that simple. We did not know where you were. They hid you from us.
Who's this they?
The spacers. The Axiom Defense Force, as they like to call themselves. They killed our father, and they took you in the dead of night.
And who is our father?
Our father. He's a good man. Not quite as strong as I present myself.
It seems you have a bit of painful help, and I gesture towards the arm.
He goes, yes. I turn their weapons against them. All of them. That is where my father failed. He goes, but let's not get into that. I can tell you all of that. It's just good you're here. And he actually goes to embrace you.
I would step back. Be a little hesitant.
When you step back, he stops and he goes, I see. I feared as much when you did not return of your own volition that they messed with your mind. I know it now to be certain. No matter. We will find who you are. Well, I will show you who you are. Fulgar, my brother, has returned, and that is all that matters. Now, we can take our rightful place. We can truly take the fight to the Spacers. And I understand that they have raised you. I understand that they have basically kept you and brainwashed you, but that's all right. When I tell you the true story, you will be all too willing to take your place by my side.
For the first time ever, I want to make some sort of roll.
Okay.
To call on that inner demon.
Do it! Spellcraft.
Oh.
Spellcraft intelligence. Difficulty is 5 because he really wants to be called on. I'm not going to lie. I've been waiting for you to call on him. I've been waiting for you to call on him.
I got him.
Because I can't have him mess with you unless you use the magic. I'm not actually using magic at the moment, but I suppose like something like my eyes would roll, and okay, all right. Take a momentum.
I want to go to that bar, and
okay.
I don't know what my body does in the physical plane while I'm doing this, but
you're definitely gonna pass out. But we'll get to that in a second. Just because you want to go to the bar, like you don't want to just talk to him, you want to see him, right?
I have questions.
Yeah, so you're gonna enter a fugue state. Then that's the only way to do it. So you are going to basically, and then basically in the room, like you pass out, you fall, you just hit the ground. Gull looks at him, and goes, "The strain was too much. It's all right." I
would say just for cinematic, I would assume maybe Pickles would like stand on my body.
Oh, that's perfect. Because he goes to try and help you up. Pickles steps on your body and growls at him. Gull like looks at him and goes, Gull grabs the axe. And Siggy's like, don't do that. He's attached to it. If you want to make friends, you don't cut his pet's head off. Gull's like, you're right. Get Volker. He has a way with the beasts. Bring him here. Siggy's like, all right, I will. And then she runs off. As that happens, but before we go to the bar, I do want to ask one more time, Alfred, give me a high-low call.
Hi.
What the fuck is going on in the background?
No.
Oh, still okay. All right. I'll tell you guys once it happens, but it has not happened yet. He keeps calling the right one. His 50-50s are amazing.
I don't like that.
So, Nullis.
Yes.
You wake up. You wake up in the bar. You wake up sitting at you wake up like your head was asleep on the bar, and you just kind of like sit up like.
Does he say anything off the bat?
Welcome. Been waiting for you to return. Kinda surprised it took you this long.
I need answers.
Don't we all? Nothing's given for free here. You ought to earn it all, boy.
Gold Draxton, my brother. My name is Fulgar.
He bears your blood.
And who are you?
Who do you think I am?
Are you some strange figment of my father?
No, I'm not your father, boy, but you are my child.
Well, did you ever say what that god's name was?
Which god?
Oh, I wouldn't have known that. That was in your preamble, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so
You
I
might have
wouldn't know that.
you might know about it. You have researched Axiom. It's not like they are not well-known characters in Axiom fiction. I mean, their societies are based off them. So it is highly possible you would know if you want me to force you to make a roll. But I think, given the fact that you're an orc and part of your backstory was basically researching Axiom your entire life to try and figure out who you were, you would be well aware of who Volgar was.
What is your connection to this vulgar?
Connection?
I'll be honest with you, I'm getting mighty sick of these games. You drag me in here when you feel so. I've come here on my own volition. I demand answers.
Ooh.
Demand answers. Pretty ballsy. I give you powers when you need it. You demand those. Now you're demanding answers too.
I've been called headstrong and much worse. So let's just cut to the chase there.
I like you, boy. You remind me of someone. Me. I can't say my name. I'm not allowed. It's against the rules. But let's face it, you know what it is. And that's not the real question.
Then why don't you enlighten me on the questions to be asked? I thought you were some powerful being. You can't even say your own name.
Yeah, that's the rules. Trust me, I would if I could. As far as the question, it's very simple. Why does he want you so bad? And if the reason is me, well, why's the reason me?
He already has the power to harness the Zix. What more would he want from you?
Yeah, he's got the power to harness one Zix from a hub, and it's eating his arm. You think he's gonna win a war with that?
So you can control it all. I can control it all.
Maybe.
Maybe that's all you have. This powerful demon who answers to rules and guidelines.
Flattery's not gonna get you anywhere, kid. The end of the day, I'm a percentage of what I used to be. I'm a piece of something that carried over in you. I don't know all the answers. I only know some of them. I've given you what I can give you. I hope for your sake, you can figure out the rest.
This was less enlightening than I hoped you would be.
Like I said, kid, the answers are earned.
Well, then send me back, and I'll see if I can earn them.
I never asked you to come here in the first place. You made it happen.
I lay my head back on the bar.
All right. Okay. You come to, and Gull Draxon's kind of sitting there in a chair, very concernedly looking at you. Pickles is on your chest. He sees you wake up. He, leans in. He licks your face and then clicks at you.
Thanks, Pickles. I'll slowly stand up.
Okay. You slowly stand up and he goes, "Are you all right, my brother? What happened to you just now?"
Just had to talk with a friend.
Are you sure that's all it is? He hands you, a rag, and kind of nods at your nose, which you realize is bleeding.
Son of a bitch. I take it and wipe. What's your end goal here, Gull? Because from where I see it, you talk about fathers and plans, but the only father I know is Job. And although he may not be blood, the man raised me well.
Your father's name, your true father's name, is Mal Garak. Just drop a pen. Sorry, everybody. Mal Garak was the chief of the Dead Seas before I took over. I'm sorry, I was still talking in the demon's voice there. Mal Garak was my father and the chief of the Dead Seas before I took over. The Dead Seas back then were a warrior tribe. We were proud, and while we had no business with the Spacers, we did not wage war on them. But the Spacers came to us. Spies inside the Dead Seas, spies who had decided we were some kind of threat, attacked one night. They stole you away. I remember. I was young at that time. Only 12. Could barely hold my axe, but I chased one of them. The one who had you. It's one of my biggest regrets. Could not get to her before she got away. ADF is what we found out later. Mal Garat was beside himself. Fell on hard times. Was unable to continue to lead. So, I did what we have to do out here. I took his head and took the tribe, and I buried him well. Gave him the honorable death that he deserved, that the ADF wouldn't give to him. After he was gone, I decided I would wage war on the Spacers. The Hearth Collective and the ADF and everybody who traversed the Great Black. They tried to input their rules on us. This is not the way. This is not the teachings of the Great Volgar. No. Of who you were named after. No. This is what he fought so hard against. From space, they have true autonomy over us, and our freedoms are lost. So, I did what most of the tribes out here can't do. I started to turn their weapons against them. And, it gave success for some time. So much success that I was able to unify quite a few tribes. I was able to collect quite a few soldiers, build an army. Nothing unfortunate to rival the ADF or the Hearth Collective, but with you, brother, with you by my side, we will be able to win this war. Free our peoples. Claim the Northlands as the true free standing place in not just Axiom, but all of this universe.
So these Spacers, they're the ones who brought on the Zix?
No. I did what I had to with that. I had heard about the gauntlet. The gauntlet was invented by the ADF back during the Zix War, using powerful magics. They deemed it not a viable option. They locked it away. Of course, they locked it away, the hubris, without destroying it. I was able to make the correct raid and to pull it for my own. After that, all we had to do was capture a hub.
These spacers you speak of, you say they took me. Why me?
Just for the record, Phil, he's referring to spacers as anybody who travels in space who's not Northlanders. Just to make sure that you don't think that there's another faction running around. It's like his derogative term for anybody flying around in space.
Any outsider.
Right. Yeah, basically. Wait, what was your question again? Say that again.
Why would they have targeted me?
He gives you a hard look at this point. Almost like, even though you're back and he's happy you're there, he doesn't know if he can trust you with that particular piece of information. And at that point, I'm going to ask Alfred to call high or low again.
Do a high again.
Shit. Okay. Just can't get the interruption I'm looking for. He looks at you and goes, brother, I hate to say this because you have only recently been returned to me, but given your history and the lack of knowledge you have, I unfortunately can't put all the cards on the table yet. You must understand. After all, I believe you came here with Hearth Collective people, correct?
No point in lying now. Yes, I did.
And I am assuming you came here to destroy the hub.
Well, you're not a dumb man, are you?
I am not dumb. And I will go down there and destroy it with you. Next to you. Now that you are back.
And if that's so, what's in it for you?
Freedom.
Freedom from what? You talked about wanting to take the Northlands back. From what I see with this, what you've built, that's well within your reach. There's no even... You don't need the Zix for that. Look at your army. Look at your facilities.
He looks at you, and you see he's starting to get heated now. And he goes, my army? My army of Viking warriors hiding in a mountain? They have ships that can bombard us from space. Yes, we make attempts at them. Yes, we can hurt some of them. But we can do nowhere near the damage that they could do to us.
What interest do they have in keeping you in these mountains of Axiom? You're free to take back the homelands from what I can see.
He actually stands up and kind of kicks a chair back when he stands. He's like, no. That's not enough. My father lies dead. My family lies dead. They will pay for what they did to the Northlands. They will pay. We can make them pay together. It is time for you to understand who you are and to take your rightful place by my side.
So it's revenge that you seek, not freedom.
God. The ADF have corrupted your brain. Revenge is honor. Revenge is war. Yes, of course, I desire revenge. Not just revenge, but the destruction of the army who attacked me in the first place. That is what we will do. You need to get the... Oh, wait. How does he want to say this? You need to start listening to the blood of the orc in you, not the human.
Do you know what it is that I seek?
He actually raises his arm. He's like, "Tell me, brother." and you and I will claim it together.
It's much simpler than anything that is on your mind. All I was seeking was who I was, so I could put to bed this anger that seems to run my life and these demons in my head, and go back, live a simple life, run my ranch, marry my wife, or marry a woman, and start a family. There was no grand power play to my psyche, no vendetta that I was seeking to fill other than the one against myself and the voices in my head. As far as I know, until a few minutes ago, I was Nullis Stonehand. Do you know what Nullis means? It means nobody.
He looks at you for a long time and he goes, "You desire to be nobody?"
I desired answers, but from what you're telling me about where I came from and the vengeance you seek, that vengeance will only destroy you, as it looks like it's already beginning to. And I'll point to his arm.
He goes, "A means to an end, brother. Like I said, I will destroy this gauntlet and that hub if you stand by my side, but I cannot do this without you."
You expect me to stand by your side and help you pursue genocide on anyone who is labeled by you as an outsider or a
Spacer. Goes, "Genocide only happens if they won't bend knee to me." Hold on, we're gonna cut away. I've spent too long from Jerrold. Jerrold.
Whew.
Meanwhile,
That's so interesting.
in the cold forest where you're dying, you make your way through the forest, kind of through the snow. I am gonna need you to give me an agility acrobatics check, but I'm gonna make it like a 10 at this point because it's still a heavy slope. It's a lot of snow, and you're a big heavy dude who walks around on flatlands all the time.
Reroll that.
Did you fail again?
I did fail again.
Okay.
I still don't get any of that back.
Okay. All right. So you
There
You're
went all my 20s. Where'd they go?
you're trying to move down the slope. It is not working for you at all.
Trying to move. I will at least try to take credit for trying to move in a way that's
Yes.
supporting the more broken small person attached to me.
Yeah, you're definitely moving in a very certain way, and then all of a sudden, like, the ground kind of opens up under you again. You start to slide. You hear her scream as your handcuffs jerk her broken arm. She hits the ground, pulls with you. You end up sliding down the mountain a ways. Give me force build to stop yourself.
Nope.
What's nope? What's your roll?
Force build. 6.
Okay.
That's modified.
All right.
Sorry, technically it's a 5. I'm still drugged.
All right, you take 9 points of damage. You can soak, though. She takes 9, too, doesn't she?
I soaked a lot of that.
Fuck. She's taking another injury.
But I definitely don't have the momentum to cancel that at the moment.
Oh my god.
Boy.
I've never had this happen. Okay. So she takes another injury to her arms. However, whenever you take an injury to something that's zeroed out already, you take an additional 5 vitality damage. So, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and point out I wasn't planning on this, without a doubt. So, you trip. She screams. You start sliding through the snow. She's just yowling in pain. And at this point, she kind of like, you're trying to brace yourself. You hit and you start to slow yourself down. She can't slow herself down. She doesn't have the arm speed. She just doesn't. So she starts to go sideways as you hit a bigger slope. And sure enough, you guys end up going around a tree, basically. So like the tree comes up and you're both jackknifed and it catches the handcuffs. And you hear a horrifying scream. You hear a horrifying tearing, snapping noise. And Kelly keeps going down the hill with just a trail of blood behind her, just right through the snow. And then she just slowly disappears into the forest silently. And you manage to stop yourself on the tree. And then you get to look up and see, horrified, the hand still attached to the handcuffs fall off into the snow and just sit there. Yeah, you definitely killed her.
I'm gonna willingly roll endurance resolve.
I was already gonna make you, but yeah, you're definitely gonna roll endurance resolve.
Hey, guess who's still rolling under 10? This who got 2 thumbs can't roll a 7. That's this guy.
Your story is becoming horrifying.
Yeah.
At least I have a pretty good endurance. 7.
7?
7.
No, you're paralyzed. You're absolutely paralyzed. You're frozen in place.
Making a horrible sound.
Yeah.
If anyone, well, it's a terrible place to be making a horrible sound.
Which means that the person who's hunting you is definitely going to get a stealth check right now. There's no other way to do that. Where are you, Ned? Okay. Ooh. What's your awareness?
Do I have to?
No, don't roll. Just tell me what your awareness is.
Awareness plus perception, or just flat awareness?
Just flat awareness.
2.
2. Okay. All right. So that would be a 7 difficulty. So.
It's fun, everybody.
4. No. He rolled a 6. Okay. All right. You just kind of like huddle over on the side of the mountain. You're still at the slope, kind of just on the tree. You just start to hug the tree. You don't know why. You just don't want to fall anymore. And Kelly's gone. She's dead. And for whatever reason, even though the psychopath who has been tormenting you is now dead, it's sad somehow. Like now you're truly alone. You're on an island. And then all of a sudden you remember you're not alone. You're not alone at all. There's somebody hunting you, and you hear it in the snow. Click, 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 click. And then you get to look up just in time as you see Ned kind of like half walk running down the side of the slope with the machete in hand. Just, he sees the blood and the hand, and you just, like, his eyes are just nothing but fury and death. So roll initiative, because he failed his stealth check.
I'm gonna hit refresh on my dice roller because it's gonna jerk. But it's
Let's start that thing over. It's the same as like picking a new D20.
8.
Yeah.
What? 8?
No, sorry, 7, because I'm still penalized.
Are you adding in your perception?
That is with my perception.
Oh, ouch. Okay, yeah, he goes first. All right, yeah, he just comes down with the machete.
That's how I.
Oh my god!
So everyone knows this is how I normally roll in like Pathfinder, is like straight sixes. I've been doing great here until now.
Aether, I can only do so much for you. You might be dead.
You know,
I don't know what to tell you. This might be a plot that's just gone. So he rolls. He rolls. It would be 3 plus 4. He rolls a 22 to hit you.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This could be rough, man. This could be rough.
So that's what.
It's 22.
That's. So, but the damage is what over my.
Yeah. What's your defense roll? So your defense roll would be the Your defense roll is agility plus, well, unarmed at this point because you don't have any weapons. So.
Nope. 4.
Wow.
So
you're taking 20 points of damage?
So he rolled 22.
22.
I rolled 4.
So 18
So
points
I'm taking
damage.
18, and then I'm soaking 7. So I'm taking 11. I'm still taking a death roll, and I'm still taking an injury.
Wow. Okay.
Got any momentum left?
So death roll.
No, I just used that trying to get out of the last catastrophic death, and you see where that ended.
Oh my god, this is rough. So death roll is 5 plus the amount over 10. So it's only 1. So you just have to roll higher than a 6 to not die.
Wait, can I roll a 6 though?
No.
Damn it.
You're dead?
No, I haven't rolled yet. Wait.
Okay.
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay. I got real nervous when you asked there. I'm gonna have to go to damage rolls here because this could be just not good at all. I don't like your face, Brian. I can see your face. You can't see mine, but I don't like it. I don't like what's happening over there. What's happening over there, man? What are you doing?
Just for honesty.
Do you need to prove you died? Like
That's a 6. That's a flat 6.
Oh, wow. Okay, all right, let me go to death and see what happens. Just to see
I don't
it.
think he just straight dies.
I don't think he straight dies either, but I think he's going to end up straight dying because there's literally
There's no reason for him to not kill me.
yeah, there's no party members to like he's in just the cold wilds. Like even if he's like stable, a saber cat's gonna come by and eat his face. Like, all right, I gotta find the death because I didn't put that in quick reference.
No, that's not. Well, it is supposed to happen somewhat frequently.
This is true. I
This
probably
would be a
should.
great time for our was it Stone Claw or Stone Fang to like make a
Oh,
heroic
man.
Stone Tooth.
I could totally use
Sounds good,
some dwarven help right now.
Just a little.
You have. I will make it said that Zach you have not successfully killed me in any of your previous
No.
games.
I've
And
come
that's
very close.
Not for lack of trying.
No, I have very, very severe games. I mean, Badass Metal too. I've never killed you in Badass Metal, and Badass Metal's like a "Hey, I'm dead already" sort of game.
I have survived 2.5 full campaigns of that.
Yes, this is true. All right, I need to find this here. Okay, here we go. Let's read this. Okay. Difficulty number plus the damage they receive. If they pass, they maintain. They then resolve an injury threshold, and then they finally... Failing this roll means the player is in a down state, see below, And should the player critically fail this roll by more than 5, which you didn't, you're dead.
Nope.
So you're not instantaneously dead, but you're probably still dead. If a character enters a down status, they must follow these procedures until they are stabilized and or healed in some fashion or dead. First, as soon as they enter the down status, they must make an endurance check, much like the fatal threshold. The difficulty is easy, 5, plus the amount of damage below 0 the character has taken total, or damage above 10 if taken from a fatal threshold check. If they critically fail this by 5 or more, they are dead. If they normally fail, they are considered critically injured. See below. If they pass this roll, they are not dying, but unconscious for a number of minutes equal to the amount of damage below 0 they took times 3 unless they are woken up or healed. They then remain at 0 in that state. Should they critically succeed their consciousness and remain at 1 health, they... Okay.
I'm not at 0, though.
You're not at 0. You would be
I'm at 8.
1. You're at 8. So... Okay. All right.
So technically, I'm
unconscious.
I think I'm, but not for minutes though.
Not for minutes.
I'm at least stunned for this round.
The question is, could he just cut your head off now? That's the problem, because he's fine. He didn't, like, you didn't damage him in any way, shape, or form, and there's nothing to attack him. So, like, why wouldn't he just coup de grace right there? Okay. All right. Here's what's gonna happen. He starts.
She stops him.
She's dead.
What her?
Did you miss that?
Dead.
Did you miss that?
No,
She's dead. Her arm got tore off. She's fucking dead, man.
Okay, gotcha.
He just starts running down the mountain. You turn. You don't turn with enough time. He brings the machete down. The machete hits your shoulder, comes into your chest, like down into your collarbone, just lodges there into your big, meaty upper body. You yowl in pain. However, you start to backpedal and fall because you're huge and unconscious. So we are going to give him a strength check to pull the machete out or be dragged with you down the hill. We're going to say he needs a 10. He's got a force of 2 plus build. He doesn't have a very good build, so he's at a plus 3. So he gets a 9. He fails. So here's what happens.
Matthias.
He hits you, ramming the machete in. You fall backwards. He tries to pull it out, but it actually he underestimates your shell, and it gets locked on the very hard part of the armadillo shell. He's like, no, and then it just pulls him forward. He stumbles forward and hits the ground. Both of you start to slide down the mountain. Give me an endurance check. Conditioning.
Is this contested?
No. Difficulty would be... We're going to say it's 15, because it's to wake up immediately.
19.
Nice. All right, you pop to alertness as you
have to tell you didn't give me the injury because you thought I was dead.
Oh, thank you for being a fair and honest person, man. Give me we'll roll real quick. So it was 11.
Sure. 7.
7 for what? What are you rolling?
You asked me to give you a number.
Oh, no. I was rolling. I'm sorry. I was rolling. Wait, was the 7 for the endurance check?
No, that was for an injury.
Okay. Yeah, no, the injury is going to be an 11, which, because he did it to you, he rolls.
Yeah.
Which is, arms. Man, everybody's arms are getting fucked up today, which makes sense. Makes sense with
yeah,
the machete.
And then took it in the arm in an unpleasant manner.
Yeah. So Your force is reduced by 1.
And well, my force is now down to 0.
Oh, okay. So if you take another injury to the zeroed out, this is what killed Kelly. If you take another injury to the zeroed out place, you take an extra 5 damage. So yeah, so your right arm is just basically limp at your side. The machete hits you. You both hit. The machete actually then dislodges, and he failed his strength check, so he didn't grab it. So the machete actually starts to like, just kind of comes out of you and flops into the snow and starts sliding in a different direction. So basically you, him, and the machete are all sliding down this tree-infested hill. What do you do?
Well, I managed to wake up, for what that's worth. I'm yelling a lot of things in probably 3 different languages and several prayers, and trying to reach out and find that one of those arms is not reaching out, and
Yeah.
trying to hold on to something.
Okay.
Fall less for once.
You're trying to hold on for something. He's trying to spin around to catch the machete that's sliding around between the two of you. So he kind of like rotates his tubby body kind of around. Like he sees that you're awake, he rotates it around and starts to reach out for the machete.
All right. Give me a thing to stop rolling.
Are you okay? So you're gonna try and contest him?
I'm not trying to be anywhere near the machete. I want to.
You want to stop? You just want to stop yourself all the way. Force build, but you are really cooking now. So I'm gonna say it's a 15.
That is 13 technically, and that's because I have 2 minuses.
Okay.
+1.
Gonna make his action real quick. Okay. He reaches out, grabs the machete with his free hand. However, you do manage to, even though it was a failure, you do manage to slow yourself a little bit. You're not going as fast, but you manage to slow yourself a little bit, which is why you're gonna get a plus to dodge the tree coming at you guys, and he's not. He would hit it first, so he's gonna do the dodge. Well, I'm gonna do the tree as an attack. Tree's gonna have a force of 7 though. Oh, he dodges the tree. He dodges the tree. All right, so for you, you need to dodge a 14. It's a 14. The tree is making a 14 on you attack.
Agility.
Agility. Agility unarmed.
All right, that is. Is it contested?
No. Yes, it is contested.
All right. Yeah, 16.
Wow. Okay. So you guys basically managed to like slide out and around the tree, and then kind of like still away. He's still like sliding. You guys are picking up speed. You realize the slope is getting more slopey as you move. He is focused on you though. He just wants to kill you. So he starts to try and slow himself, kind of get on his side and slide himself over towards you with the machete out.
All right. So this is all trees.
Yeah, there's trees flying by you guys, whipping by you guys. I'm going to give you one action, and then he can make another attack on you by sliding into you with the machete. God, I wish I had battle music for this.
I know.
I'm going
It's an epic
to
sled duel. How many games have that?
Yeah.
Can I take an awareness to see if there's any routes between the trees?
I mean, you're not. I'll tell you when you can dodge them, but other than that, you guys are in a forest area. You're not going to
just
really...
solid trees.
I mean, it's
All
not
right.
necessarily solid trees. They're sparse, but there's no real way to like be like, oh, that's a footpath through the trees down this mountain that nobody's walked down ever. You know.
Well, I am going to. This is so difficult.
I mean, really, you should be dead by now. So
I should be.
You're inches, man.
I'm going to do something. You know what? There's Matthias says there's no profit without risk. I'm going to take the back of my coat
okay.
and try to like hook it into the snow to slow down.
Okay, all right. I like that. That's creative.
Like, grab the end of it and just like try to like shove my one arm that's kind of okay into the snow.
Okay, give me sorry guys, I know I should have switched off to one of you guys by now, but I need to see where this ends.
Yeah.
Give me endurance conditioning, because you're using your fucked up arm, number one. Number two,
I'm using the other arm.
Yeah, okay, but you're jamming it into snow going like 20 miles per hour, and you're basically just putting snow up your butt. Like, go for it.
Yep.
20. Gaining momentum, without a doubt, for that. That's all
Yes.
you. You stop. You manage to stop. You stop as he slides
It
towards you.
hurts a lot.
Like, you're starting to stop as he's sliding for you, and you just get out of range as he swings the machete. He swings the machete once at you. It misses in the snow. You come to a stop, and then he goes, "You son of a bitch, I'm gonna what?" And he just goes right off the edge of the cliff. Oh! And vanishes. You're like maybe like 20 feet from the edge of where the slope just becomes another cliff. And now we're gonna switch
The
off.
other thing I was thinking of doing was going faster. So, Matthias is looking out for me.
Right decision.
All you godless heathens can learn from this.
I love that Brian is using this as a platform to launch his new cult.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
All right, Wiz, you entered the chamber, and you are standing directly in front of. Like I said, you step inside, and you just hear, "Free me."
And I hear that in my head, right?
Yes.
Clearly, it's not in my. I'm going to try to respond mentally just by thinking, and why would I do that?
I can feel it in you. I can feel what you want. I know what you want. You want their destruction. You want them to die. I will kill them for you. I will kill them for you. Free me.
You talking to Bane?
You'll just have to imagine the fire, my man.
You will kill us all.
I will kill them first. You will have time to run.
What an enticing offer. I pull out my dagger and throw it at this guy.
At the hub?
At the hub.
Oh shit.
Okay. All right. Make an attack roll.
This is
Goblin
definitely gonna
concentration
fuck with
checks.
my situation.
I was a 24.
24.
Well, fine. Just take all of my numbers.
I know, right? I think you've been sending them to me.
Gotta find them hub stats.
These things aren't scary. You just have, our ranking officer solo plunge pointy things into them. They
Yeah,
go
seriously. How many hubs are you gonna one-shot in this game? They're the scariest thing in the fucking world, and somehow you keep finding a way to, like, nuke them day one.
The second scariest thing in the universe.
To be fair, this one's fully formed. The last one
Yeah.
he did that to was not.
There was a reason why I threw the dagger at it first.
All right, so 24.
fucked
What's
it
the
up.
sharp damage on that?
1.
Okay. I mean, he literally can't stop you. Brings it down. Yeah, you kill it. He has no way of stopping you. He's prone. If this thing was free, Murder City.
I know.
But, all right, you throw the dagger. It goes right through the holding spell, everything. Gets it right in the fucking face. You just feel it, like, its presence shred and, like, fall back. You hear, like, the force kind of do that weird implosion again. You see all the bones that it took to create this thing start to fall out of it as it explodes. However, the 4 goblin sorcerers are completely, like, they just drop to their hands and knees, tired, confused, just lost in a sea of confusion. Yeah, so you off the hub. It's dead. 2 hubs down for Alfred Whitecastle.
Oh, shit. I did not see that happening.
Well, you did 24 points of damage. He has a soak of 8, which is good, but that still does well above 10. And he had to roll at least a 10, and he did not.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna get the fuck out of there. I'm gonna turn around, get out of there, and try and drop that bar back down over this thing.
Okay. Call Hylo.
Shit. Hi.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay. I'm the luckiest boy in all the land.
I am so scared about what's gonna happen when I do not get this.
Okay, you manage to start moving through the. You start to move back up the hallway, and unfortunately, we have to switch off from you because that scene I planned to be way longer. But the things that are happening to you are immediately going to affect Nullis.
Yep.
So, Nullis, you're mid-conversation with this guy, and all of a sudden, you just hear this, like, you just see his, like, arm pulse, and then you see the gauntlet kind of steam, and he actually kind of, like, grunts in pain and falls over through a table.
Do I like go? No, do I put 2 and 2 together like White Castle?
Yeah, let's say you do. You don't even have to make a roll.
Really now?
Mission accomplished.
You're welcome, sir.
So he falls like unconscious.
He doesn't fall unconscious. It's like he got, like, kicked by a mule. He goes down through the table. He's basically prone for this round, I would say.
I say, well, go. It looks like I don't need your help to shut down the hub now, do I?
You see him like holding his arm. As I said, he grabs the gauntlet, stands up, pulls the gauntlet off of his arm, which is just mutilated otherwise, and tosses the dead gauntlet down to the ground. He goes, "It was not about the hub. It was a means to an end. What I need is you, willing or not."
At that point, I think what I would do is I would draw my pistols, and I'm not going to shoot him right now. I'm going to say, I never did much like being told what to do, so I'm going to go with not.
He actually stands there for a second. He looks at you, and he goes, "I should have expected this from a half-blood."
Brother to half-blood really quick, huh?
Yeah. Well, Dad always had a penchant for the human skin. You see, like, the caring has gone away. He realizes that you're not going to side with him, and he just is, like, mad now. You have the guns on him. You do feel, though, that he doesn't necessarily, like, he can't just cut your fucking head off. So, you're at kind of a weird standoff right now.
Yeah. It looks to me like your revenge plan's gonna have to wait a little while. How about, you escort me out of this place?
It's like, I'll do no such thing. I, unlike you, bend my knee for nobody. I won't stop you, though, as I need you alive. But I will say this. Walking out that door gets you further away from the answers you seek of what's swimming around in your head. He puts his arms out because he can see your hesitation, and he goes, "Face it. Like me. Hate me. I'm the answers. Walk away, you don't get 'em. Kill me, you don't get 'em. Make the right choice."
Seeing as how it seems you, need me, I get the feeling that we'll have further time for answers in the future.
What do you do? He doesn't answer it. You feel he's said his piece.
The way I'm thinking, the only way this guy gives me answers is if I join him in genocide, and I don't think the way that Nullis was raised, that he's going to agree to that at this point. So I think
I like how you left the door open. Like he said, I don't think he's going to agree to genocide at this point. He's got to make a better case for genocide.
yeah,
Come up with some more pros, man.
I can allow a lot of things, but genocide? That's maybe a little...
Yeah, it's like everybody's got a line, you know?
Yeah, you gotta sweeten it at least.
How's the medical benefits with this genocide?
Yeah. I'm gonna offer me a cookie, a drink, perhaps? Take me out? Gee, just right to genocide it is. Jeez, alright, I see how it is around here.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm not going to shoot my brother. I'm just going to back out through the door.
As you
Whistle.
back out through the door, wizard, high or fucking low?
You know, we've
Low.
let this guy live twice now. Wiz has to do it next time, though.
You're taking turns. Who's gonna spare him next time? What'd you call?
Low.
Yes! As you start to back down the hallway,
High.
you start to walk away. We're actually going to cut away because this is where we're going to end here tonight. We cut away to the absolute mind-boggling idea that this very frequented temple with two mercilessly murdered dead bodies in it, nobody's even walked past this hall. Everybody who's walked by hasn't noticed for like 30 fucking minutes. It's insane. And then finally, like, somebody walks by, stops, steps back and looks in and goes, "Ring the bells!" And you guys just start to hear bells ringing through the castle, through everything. It does not take a genius. You guys aren't from here, but you are very aware that this is the alarm. Nullis, this could be because the hub's dead, you're not sure, but for whatever reason, you guys are in the center of the castle, and everybody in this castle are now on high alert.
Great.
And we'll continue in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
You son
God
of a bitch.
damn.
Uh,
Damn.
well, you guys wanted action. I didn't even spend one Game Master momentum. You guys just fucked yourselves up over and over again.
I don't know what numbers larger than 6 are. I'm sorry. Until the
Man.
very end.
I gotta say, this game is just popping off right now. It is absolutely
Yeah.
so much fun to watch what happens. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what to do. Like, as a game master, I'm like, I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna play this naturally and see what happens, because none of this was really planned tonight. None of it. None of it. Kelly is definitely not supposed to be dead. That is for sure. For surezies. So, yeah.
It's really bad to be an NPC near me.
It is really bad. It is really bad. You've killed an entire family, basically. I mean, they were sociopaths, but they should ask you about the genocide. You've got some.
I know, right?
I have too, but I have a surprising indirect body count. And indirect is very loose.
Dude,
Yeah,
and
and
that was
like-
the high-low, was for somebody to find the bodies you just left there. You didn't try to hide in any way, shape, or form. I was like, somebody's going to walk in, and no one was ever walking in. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
There's arterial spray all over that room. What are you going to do? Scrub it for the rest of the day?
I know, like, and anybody could walk in at any minute. I needed to not be there when that happened, and I'm not. Oh, Jesus! What would have happened if I freed the Zix? That was like for half a second on my mind. Like, I could
Just kick
totally
one of
get
the-
them out of here.
It would have
Just kick one of the
100%
guys over.
kept its bargain at first. It would have gone right past you, and it would have started murdering and converting everybody in the Dead Seas. However, past the point that the hub wouldn't attack you, any Zix that it converted would have, without a doubt. So
That figures.
it would have been chaos, but at the same time, the hub itself would have also just slowly started to convert the planet. So you get into a situation of like, well, you've wiped out an entire city at this point, you know. So that's what would have happened, basically.
Yeah, I think I made the right call.
I think you made the right call too. I think you made the right call too. So yeah. So well done on killing the. I definitely wanted to tempt you a little bit, but he did not get a chance to tempt you at all. You just fucking nope, knife, bye.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that sounds like Bane, like vomiting
really not
while he
going
talks,
for Bane, but now he's Bane. Now he's Bane.
his voice sounded.
molded to it. All
Oh,
hubs
God,
are now
man.
Bane.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope everybody had fun. Now it is time for the obligatory plug section. Aether, anything you'd like to plug, sir?
No, I'm good at the moment.
Matthias and your new cult.
Yeah, it's not new. We
It's not
for
new.
a very reasonable one-time and then initiation fee, you too could be a member of the Cult of Matthias.
Phil Billy, anything you want to plug?
Check out TMNT and Other Strangeness coming back early next month on the first Thursday, I believe, of November.
I believe it's the second, if I recall
is it?
correctly. Yeah. Second or the 5th, one of those two numbers. But yeah, it's the first Thursday in November that we're coming.
Yeah, it'll be the second.
And they're reprinting the game. Go
Yeah.
back it on Kickstarter.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And then other than that, pick up your copy of Astral Drive. There's a lot of people working on some what do you call it?
Module.
Yeah, modules for it. So
I'm going to say you can't pick up a copy of Astral Drive because we don't have that module.
I'm sorry, single mod.
Single mod. Although, in fairness, it has been on the screen through the entirety of the stream because that's how I roll now. Yeah, Wizard, anything you want to plug?
As always, Wizard's Respite is the website where I dive into all things TTRPG. All of these episodes can be viewed there, as well as a series of other shows that I do with Zach. I embed them all there, so we will be able to watch them all. Additionally, I did a deep dive review of Single Mod. It is posted, it is live. You guys can get a general idea from a gamer standpoint, not just a audience standpoint, of some of how the mechanics work and why we love this thing so much.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
So yeah, that's my plug.
I'm very happy with that. Thank you, Wizard. I really appreciate it. He also had me on the podcast, even though I'm always on the podcast, just to talk about Single Mod, which felt weird. Felt very narcissistic. But nonetheless, I appreciate all of that, man, and your support. All three of you guys' support. This game is super easy to put modules for, so please put modules for it. Anybody out there, talk to me. We'll work something out for modules. Like, that's how I want this game to be, as like a basis for other things, the foundation that we build a castle on. That being said, you can see on the screen where you can go to itch.io and search for Single Mod, or you can go to the link in the description below to purchase a copy of the game. Only $6, ladies and gentlemen. Just six. Other than that, we do have a ton of TTRPG content here on the channel. In addition to gaming content, I'll stick to the TTRPG because I'm sure if you guys are here, you're probably TTRPG people. But for that, we have the Turtles coming back, like Phil Billy said. Please go back and watch our Sunfish Sitting There stream. That was a lot of fun. It was a one-shot slice of life game that was truly hilarious at times, in my opinion. And then, of course, we do have a lot of stuff coming in the future. A lot of games coming to you guys in the future, as well as this every other Wednesday. So in 2 weeks, we'll be back with episode 14. We'll find out what happens to all these psychopaths in this game. And then, yeah, that's it. You guys can also contact us on Facebook at OmanGamingDH, on Twitter at OmanGaming9. You can join our Discord, links in the description below. You can influence us in all of our shows there. You can check us out on Blue Sky now, OMG/Axiom Games LLC, at bluesky.bluesky.bluesky. They have crazy addresses there. And then you can also check out Wizard's Respite at wizardsrespite.com. There's also a link for that in the description below. As long as you guys keep watching and listening, we'll keep making them. We will see you guys next time.
Later.
All right.
We out.